radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy. The OG on the marquee, Jaybird. And the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We're not the Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We are your Quad City Sports Talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn. Good Friday afternoon. Top one there. Very cold. No. Down. Down. One. Marvin. That a boy.
That's it. Here he is.
We had an echo. Sorry. Good Friday afternoon to everybody out there in Quad Cities. Welcome to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Hot start.
On ESPN 93.5. We had to go. This is like the most prepped, Marvin, that we've been ready for a show ever. And it was one button. Like, I mean, we were solid.
I just did a check. I'm like, okay, it was cool.
11:40. We're sitting here patting each other on the backs like, oh, we're ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Just Marvin and I in here, and Mitch has joined us. But, yeah, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local here on ESPN 93.5. Thank you all for listening on the radio, and for those listening on Facebook, watching us on Facebook Live, leave comments on the Vans Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook comment thread. And also out there listening on the app, and you can download the app. It's ESPN KJOC at your App Store, your Google Store. And also listen to ESPN935.com. Click in the upper right-hand corner. Listen now. Reminder to everybody at 12:45, we will be interrupted, but we will continue on Facebook Live. The Cubs Cards pregame going on. We'll talk a little bit about Cubs Cardinals later on. But we have some things to catch up on. We have Mitch in studio. Mitch from Front Street Brewery. How you doing, my friend?
What up, Jay Foss? How we doing, buddy?
Doing well. We got it's it's cozy in here, more roomy. We don't have
a looming figure.
Yeah. We don't have the T-Roy and the Surge in. Surge is he opened up 11:17 early, and he's grilling out some food, and all the tips that are going to be made between 11 and 3 are going to go to bartenders that are missing out because of the flood.
It's a pretty awesome move.
Yeah.
Especially, with obviously my business being affected by the flood, the rallying by the Quad City community has just been outstanding. Really wouldn't expect anything less from this area. It seems like when one person's down, there's two people to lend a hand and pick them up. So fantastic job. Appreciate it, Serge. I know he's feeding all the people volunteering their time, so we appreciate you all helping in this effort.
Just talk a little bit about what's going on down at Front Street with the flood.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people have seen all the aerial pictures and stuff that's gone around. Hurting now. Obviously, things are looking a little grim for the restaurant and everything, but our tap room, we are hoping to open up here next week just to get rolling, stay in business, kind of return some sense of normalcy. The restaurant will take a little bit longer, but it's going to be a stage-by-stage thing. We're hoping to have our tap room remodel done by June, so then we'll have a little bit more space. Kind of just be keeping people coming to the area, because it is going to be a long process to get everybody rebuilt and back to where we were. But yeah, we had a meeting today. Things are looking good. Everybody's keeping a cool head, and we're trying to look at the positives here.
That's great. I mean, that's about the best you can do at this moment. What's the prognosis of when it's going to go down? Did they say anything about that? When it's going to crest and recede?
Well, apparently we've hit the crest, but
Okay.
It depends on what news source you get from. And then we're supposed to have 7 days of rain. Looks about 2 now from what I'm hearing. So
Next week, you mean?
Yeah. So I think the worst is behind us, thankfully. Knock on some wood right here, but yeah. Now at this point, I mean, it's just a lot of material things, the physical things that we're gonna lose. But overall, I think everything's all right. Everybody's okay. So, and shout out to all the businesses. A lot of our staff's already been taken in by people around the Quad City area, given jobs. So there really wasn't any lag time. No people really worrying about, where's the next paycheck going to come from. So,
Well, it's still, they're worried about it.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, it's changing a whole bunch of jobs, but the businesses that came through and have offered spots or, putting our beer on tap, just eternally grateful for that. It's awesome for people to step up like that.
Yeah, it's really something else. And, it's one of those things. It's just it's the frustrating thing is to know what it was going to happen, to be like, and to look at the years that it has flooded. This is obviously the highest since 93 wasn't the highest, but there's still got to be a sense of frustration. The optimism is great. We'll overcome. Davenport strong, Quad City strong, everything else, but there's just got to be a little bit, and I don't fault anybody for feeling that way. And there's only so many, let's just say, bars and restaurants. There's other businesses out there besides that. But the bars and restaurants, there are only so many shifts to go around, because there's other people that are working at those places. And it's nice if they're giving up shifts and everything else. But how long does that last? In once 1 week, 2 weeks, but eventually people, they have bills to pay too. So it sucks.
Yeah. It's a tough position. So right now, I think just kind of taking it in the immediate, get people where they need to be, just getting a temporary sense of relief, and then kind of planning long term, because this is going to be a long term thing. Businesses can't just reopen after getting a basement pumped in 1 week. Right. There's a lot of loopholes you got to go through. There's a lot of building back up, replacing things, and where's all this money going to come from? So. I think right now you just think the immediate future, fix what you can, and then worry about other things that are kind of out of your control later. So,
it's hard to get into the tap room. It's hard to get down to Front Street, the restaurant itself. But you brought in some beer, and you got it from Hy-Vee.
I did.
Yeah, Hy-Vee sells it.
Yeah, I figure if, we can't get to the tap room and bring you beer, I know places that sell our beer.
That's right.
Yeah, stop by, got a couple 4-packs, Happy to see it out on the shelves. You can still get our beer. And then, like I said, we are hoping to open the tap room here sometime next week. So, water willing, we will be going back in business to come get some fresh beer at the source, kind of be part of that rebuilding effort, if you will. Butts in the seats at the tap room is really going to help along the whole process of the restaurant and everything.
We'll definitely have like a live remote down there. We'll put something together. We'll work with whenever the River Bandits get giveaways and anything to just draw people down there. We'll definitely be a part of that.
Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. So Marvin's got a cherry blonde bomb blonde, and you've got I
got a vanilla porter.
And sometimes people like to put those together.
They do.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Quite a bit. We'll mix those down at the tap room. It seems to be one of our most popular mixes there, the cherry and the vanilla.
Yeah, usually from what I can remember, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Marvin. You got about 12 cans, so experiment all you want to,
it's
buddy.
Early on a Friday.
And like I said, go out to places that have this on tap, because, Mitch, I know I texted you, how are things going? Are you going to be able to, get product out there? And you said that you've got a place on the West End that you're still going to put out kegs and cans and everything.
Yeah, we got our warehouse and everything. We'll be distributing, Green Tree, I know, just to name one, and Crawford, to name two. They've been really awesome. Right away, they stepped up and said, hey, we'd love to have some of your beer on tap while you guys are kind of, down a little bit. So they will have some of our beer on at their breweries here pretty soon, which is awesome. Just another sign of how incredible the community of the Quad Cities has been in helping everybody. So, yeah, if you're itching to get your fix of Raging River, your Cherry Bomb Blonde, we got some places that are gonna be keeping us on. So
yeah, I know Green Tree did as well.
Yep.
So that's. Yeah, any place that puts it on. If you see Front Street or Great River Brewery, just buy a pint.
Yeah,
get after it and continue to, I know a lot of people are going downtown to support the businesses down there, and sometimes it's at just an extra block walk. Continue to do that. Continue to do that for the Quad Cities, and like I said, we'll be back. There's always eventually the frustration will go away, and then we'll just get after it. Mitch, I didn't get to talk to you. How did you feel about the Indianapolis Colts draft?
Man, I love it. As long as Chris Ballard's our general manager, I'm just gonna sit back and watch a bunch of future all pros come in the door. I love it, man.
You and Pat McAfee, right?
Oh, dude, what a pick, man! He just got up there and roasted everybody, and Reggie too, and Reggie. I know Pat gets a lot of the attention because he had about a 15-minute monologue, but how awesome was that to just get out there and drop facts on the booing Tennessee Titans?
Was that as good as what was the guy from Philadelphia last year? You know, when he did the pick and he's like, "What's going on, Dallas?
Yeah.
We can't hear you in Philly with our Super Bowl championship." But yeah, Pat was good because you don't know me because we didn't kick very much against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. And the pick the future Hall of Famer. Yeah.
It was pretty great. The guy's a media star budding. You know, he might not get a whole lot of looks. I know he's disappointed about his no nod for the Monday Night Football hosting, but I don't know. He's not that mainstream, man. I think he needs to keep building his brand. The guy's a media genius, so he'll make it somewhere somehow. But I don't know if you watched that game last year that he called on Fox. That was absolutely incredible, and they threw a fake punt in there for him too.
Oh yeah, I heard the call on the fake punt.
Yeah, the guy's got talent. So yeah, definitely like to see him around.
He's got a little gig with the WWE. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how much. I think he did the pre-show at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
There was some what to do about the pre-show. Michael Cole didn't approve of his outfit. He did have the suit, the tux up above, but he wore shorts.
He always wears shorts.
Yeah,
man.
so he had shorts that were dress shorts, but they were cut off. They were dress pants, but it was cut off and hemmed. And he almost walked off the WrestleMania set. Michael Cole told him, like, this isn't inappropriate. And he said, I don't need this, bleep. So, but they worked it out. And he's got a good, if he wants to be in the WWE, he's got a good line there. He's good on the mic, and he can cut a promo. And if you ever saw the video they did about how it's a childhood dream of his to be part of professional wrestling. So happy for him to do that. So the Colts, you think they're looking good, huh?
Yeah, man. If I know this was a heavy defensive draft, but the value that we got late by trading back and accumulating some more picks just kind of shows the long game that Chris Ballard takes in his approach to general manager. You know, picking up another second round next year after we had another one, 3 this year that we traded one of them. But
yeah,
just stockpiling those picks. Paris Campbell, I think, is an excellent steal there in the second round at wide receiver. T.Y. Hilton, probably going to show him the ropes. I think that could be a definite succeeder to the reins of that role in our offense. And then we probably got 2 starting linebackers come day one. And then I'm going to butcher his last name, Ben Bonnegue at TCU. Just the way that he can play all over the field, play defensive end, played middle linebacker. And that Matt Eberflus defense, he's going to be a nice weapon. So I think we did a lot of good work. It wasn't splashy like the fans like to see, but if you're a hardcore football nut or you really understand kind of what the Colts are building there, it makes perfect sense, and you got to love this draft.
Yeah. So you think they're the favorites in the South?
Who's going to hang with them? The Jaguars adding Foles, that obviously takes care of their biggest hole that they had on that team, but we saw what we did to the Texans at home in the playoffs. I'm not afraid of them. Titans, that's going to be a perennial 8-8 team. Not really worried about them. I don't see why the Colts can't run away with the South this year.
Yeah, I know last year I was down on them, but you proved me wrong, and they proved me wrong. So
Andrew Luck, comeback player of the year, defensive rookie of the year, pretty good returning cast, man.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Matt Koss from the Quad City Times. Mitch, you want to stick around? You got to go.
No, I got plenty of time, man. We're underwater.
We're underwater. I want to remind everybody to go to Front Street Brewery. And also want to remind everybody, if you're looking what to do, where to get your oil changed, who's got the best burger in town, go to localsloveus.com, or you pick up their handy guide. You can find it all over the Quad Cities. And don't forget that you can vote for your favorite places all over the Quad Cities at localsloveus.com. And when you do that, you can enter your name to win gift certificates and prizes and all kinds of whatnot. While you're there, don't forget to vote for us, for your local favorite DJs. That's localsloveus.com. Check it out.
Hey, this is Goose, PA announcer for the Quad City Storm, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
Do it again, a little more heart.
And now, an ad from Mom.
Bundle home and auto with Progressive and save on your car insurance. Excuse me, maybe we should add in the word money so they know that they're saving money. I'm just going to add that in there, okay? Hello? Just nodding at me. Okay, well, he's got enough buttons to push in there.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Are your carpets filled with memories, as well as stains, odors, and a few other things? The Home Depot makes replacing that carpet easy, with more styles and colors to choose from, and free installation by licensed local professionals backed for life. Today is the day for doing, with free carpet installation done right. Guaranteed. The Home Depot. More saving. More doing. $699 minimum purchase required. For license information, visit homedepot.com/license numbers.
Your garage is cluttered. Instead of a place to park your car, you've got sports equipment, lawn tools, half-finished projects, and a workbench that hasn't been touched in years. Tailored Living of the Quad Cities can take your garage from clutter and chaos to functional and fun. Whether you want a killer man cave or just to get clean and organized with an epoxy floor and custom garage cabinets, we've got you covered. Hi, I'm Amy. Schedule your free in-home consultation at tailoredliving.com and you and I will design the garage of your dreams.
And now, a message from Vistaprint. This is a cow. The cow that made the milk that was made into the cheese that made Tober Dairy Farm into the talk of the craft fair. But cheese only lasts so long. The impression a small business like Tober Dairy Farm makes can last much longer, with the right business card to back it up. That's why Vistaprint is offering 500 truly personalized business cards, starting at $9.99. That's 500 cards with exactly the look you want for just $9.99. Plug your information and logo into hundreds of fresh designs tailored to your type of company, or upload your own original layout. Pick from paper stocks like matte, glossy, or uncoated. You can even upgrade to a unique touch like rounded corners. The choice is yours. The time is now. I said now, not cow, Farmer Tober. Get 500 business cards starting at $9.99 with promo code 1010. That's promo code 1010 at checkout on Vistaprint.com. Vistaprint. Own the now.
Dare to do more during the semi-annual sale at Jared. It's our best sale of the season, featuring 20% off select loose diamonds. So whether you're ready to ask the big question or simply celebrating mom, there's never been a better time to declare your devotion. Shop May 1st through 5th for custom engravings, a wide range of diamond bridal and fashion jewelry, and exclusive collections you won't find anywhere else. Visit us in-store or jared.com and dare to be devoted.
Offer on select GSI certified loose diamonds valued at $5,000 or less while supplies last. In-store only. See jared.com/offers for details.
Download the ESPN 93.5 app today and get breaking news sent right to your phone. Never miss a thing from the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
Welcome back to the Hassle Palace, brought to you by Done Right TV and Security Solutions. We are in studio right now with Matt Koss from the Quad City Times, Mitch from Front Street Brewery is with us, and Marvin is the lord of the board.
Oh, that's scary.
Matt, you got a lot. You've been doing a lot within the past week. You had Drake. You had MAC conference last night in track and field, and you've got the prep for the Salute to Sports. You guys have been all over it.
Yeah, this is a busy 3-4 week stretch. When you throw on next week, we get into the district meets for track and field. We got conference tennis going on today for boys that I'm headed to this afternoon.
Where's that at, Matt?
At Eldridge this afternoon, the championship matches. It's pretty much going to be a Pleasant Valley-Bettendorf duel. 7 of the 9 flights, they're facing each other in the championship match. So, and then next week we got MAC girls golf, we got MAC girls tennis, district track, and then the following week state track, sandwiched with, as you mentioned, salute to sport. So really busy 3-4 week stretch here for us. But yeah, seen some good track here in the last week. We had 6 winners from the area at the Drake Relays last week. That's kind of a prelude to the state meet and what you're going to kind of see. It's the best of the best in all 4 classes, and QC represented themselves pretty well with some local winners. So last night, Bettendorf looked really good at the conference boys meet. Pleasant Valley won the girls MAC meet. So those are the 2 best teams right now in the area. We'll see how it translates to the state meet in a couple weeks.
Yeah, Bettendorf put on a lot of points last night for the boys.
They really loaded up the relays last night. They won 6 of the 7 relays. And I think that's going to probably be the path they go for the state meet. I think they'll put Darien Porter in a lot of individual events, because once you get to the state meet, there's no difference in the scoring system if you win an individual event compared to if you win a relay. So let's use your best individual and try to get as many points as you can there. So I think we'll see him come state meet time in the 100, 200, 400, and then he'll probably anchor 1 relay. But some of their other guys, Austin Kalar, Leo Discaria, those type of guys, McKay, Smith, Reed, I think you'll see them in 3 or 4 relays and try and load up some points there. That's their best chance to get a team trophy, a top 3 finish in a couple weeks.
Talk to me about Porter and the Drake Relays.
Yeah, it was kind of a mixed bag for him. The good news, obviously, he won the 400. The first year they've had the 400 at Drake, ran 47.94, which I believe is his second best time he's ever run. So he's on a good path there. On the flip side, he flinched in the blocks in the 100 prelims, was disqualified from that Friday morning. And then they had a relay on Saturday afternoon after they ran really well in the prelims, had a couple of exchanges that got him DQ'd. They would have been a second-place finish. So 2 DQs out of 4 events in the weekend, obviously not great. But we'll see. I still, with him in the 200, the 400, the 100, I still have a little question if he can win a state title there. But 200 and 400, he's definitely the favorite, and they'll probably anchor him on the sprint med at state. And they're definitely a top 2 team with him there. So if he can get him somewhere, you get 10 points for a win. If he can get him in the neighborhood of 30 to 34 points at the state meet, that'll put him at least in a position to get a trophy.
Last night, Will Rietzma? Am I saying that right?
Will Rietzma. Yeah, that's.
Are we concerned? Is Central concerned about him?
Yes, there is concern there. He's dealt with the hamstring injury leading up to Drake. He's had all sorts of injury issues this year.
Ankle too, right?
Both ankles. He injured during a hurdles workout, and then the hamstring. Shut it down for 2 to 2.5 weeks. Hadn't really worked out. Goes to Drake and wins the 400 hurdles in a personal best time. And you're like, all right, maybe he's back on. Well, he comes out last night, ran the anchor leg on the sprint med, looked fine. And then came back in the 110 hurdles, and about the 9th or 10th hurdle, you could tell something wasn't right. And when he crossed the finish line, he started immediately grabbing his right hamstring, the same hamstring he's had issues with. They shut him down for the rest of the night. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in the next week with him. I think you almost look at it, hey, let's maybe put all our eggs in one basket with the 400 hurdles. That's his best event. Get him as healthy as we can for that one event. And maybe not worry about the 110 hurdles and a couple other relays, because there's no way with that hamstring and what he's been dealing with that he's going to be at full strength for a district and state meet. But you'd really like to see the kid have a chance in the 400 hurdles. That's his signature event, his favorite event. And if he's even close to healthy, he's the favorite at the state meet.
Good. Well, we wish him nothing but the best. Over on the girls' side of the MAC, a little bit closer of a race, and for the 5th straight time, Pleasant Valley bested Bettendorf, and Pleasant Valley won their 5th straight conference title.
Yeah, 5th straight, and actually it's 9 out of the last 10, and to be honest, they should have 10 of the last 10. One of them they had to give back. We won't get into all of it, but they had an athlete that was deemed ineligible a few years back that cost them that MAC title. So really they've won 10 in a row here. They're just dominant program. They've got 85, 90 kids that are out for track. Their coaching staff does a tremendous job of trying to find a way to get all those kids involved in some shape or form, even if it's just one event in a meet, so they feel like they kind of belong and are part of that team atmosphere. And they don't really have a standout superstar on that team, but the collection they put together and their relays and the depth, that's what makes them the best in the MAC. State meet wise, I think they can kind of figure into that top 5. I'm not sure they can get in the top 3. They're going to really need some superb performances for that to happen, but they can definitely crack that top 5 or 6 if everything goes right. I think you'll see them kind of load up the relays because I don't think they've got individuals that can win individual events at the state meet other than maybe the high jump. So you're going to look at a lot of 4x1, 4x2 sprint med with them. Is their best route. Bettendorf looked pretty good last night on the girls' side as well. They were runner-up in that meet. They're another team that doesn't have a lot of superstars, but the collection, the sum of the parts is pretty good. So we'll see what they can do at the state meet. They really didn't put a whole lot of emphasis on Drake on the girls' side. It was more about getting ready for this championship portion of the season.
And how about Davenport Assumption girls track?
Assumption's looking good. I'll be curious to see how it's really... At Drake Relays, they kind of load their relays up, because they want to see where they stack up against the best in 4A and so forth. But now when you try to win a state meet and how you can maximize your points, I think you'll see them do kind of similar with Bettendorf, where they'll load Carly King up in a lot of the individual events, 100, 200, 400. She ran all of those last year. I would look for that again. But they've got some better parts with their relays than they had a year ago. They got a little more depth. Where even taking her off some of those relays, since she'll be doing individual events, they can still score some points at the state meet. They're definitely in the mix for a top 2 or 3 finish. And after winning 5 in a row last year, falling to 7th, I think they can definitely get back in the trophy discussion.
Who's the favorite in that class?
There's a few. Solon will be up there. Dubuque, Wallert, Assumption. Pella's had good girls track here recently, so I would say there Glenwood, which only has 2 individuals that are really going to be point scores for them, but they could have 2 girls that win maybe 5 or 6 events between them.
Wow.
And there's 60 points right there. So that's the thing in track. If you've got a couple horses that can win you, 4 or 5 events between them, you're right there in the mix with 50, 60 points. So I think it's a little more balanced maybe than it's been in the past in 3A, but I think Assumption will be right there when it comes Saturday afternoon in a couple weeks.
Right on. I want to talk about this Sunday. What's the time for the Salute to Sports?
Sunday, 4 o'clock at the Bettendorf High School Performing Arts Center, their auditorium there. It's kind of a neat day where we induct 3 members into our Hall of Fame. This year it's Curtis Craig. The former running back at Davenport Central, went on to play at Nebraska. He now lives in the Lincoln area still as an administrator. He'll be coming back for the program. He'll be inducted. Jamie Olson, who was a basketball and swimming star at Bettendorf, who went on to have an all-conference career at Iowa State for basketball. She's an administrator in the Bettendorf schools. She'll be there. And then the late Murray Hurt, who was a sports writer for about 40 years over on the Illinois side. He did some broadcasting as well. His grandson will be accepting on his behalf. So those will be our 3 Hall of Fame inductees on Sunday. And then we recognize the 24 finalists that we've kind of been rolling out here for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I want to get to that after the break, but who are the teams before we go to break? What teams are up for Teams of the Year?
Yeah, we've got 3 Girls Team of the Year finalists, which is Assumption Soccer, which won their 3rd straight title, 7 in the last 8 years. Pleasant Valley Softball, which has won the last 2 Class 5A state titles, and Rock Island Softball, which won their first state title, and to do it in the largest class in Illinois, obviously a very impressive feat. So those are our 3 finalists for Girls Team of the Year. Boys Team of the Year, we have Assumption Baseball, which was our Boys Team of the Year a year ago. They repeated as state champs. Central DeWitt Golf, which has only lost 1 meet in the last 2.5 years. They're in contention, as well as Davenport North Bowling, which has won 5 state titles here in the last 8-9 years, including this past season where they only had 1 loss on their resume. So
Central DeWitt has won state titles in golf?
The last 2 years, Central DeWitt, they're going for a 3-peat this year, which has only happened twice in Class 3A in the last 40 years. So 6 teams, all 6 of them won state championships. 5 of the 6 won conference championships. Assumption Baseball didn't, but they really dominated in the postseason, including a 10-run win in the state championship game over Harlan. So,
and who won it? You said the Assumption baseball won it last year for the team. Who won it for the girls last year?
Our girls' team of the year last year was Assumption softball, so it was a sweep last year for Assumption. I think between the two of them, they were like 89-3 between the two teams in the summer. So, really good collection of teams once again.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to look at the 24 athletes that are highlighted for the Salute to Sports. Go ahead and hit it.
This is Tom Kakert from HawkeyeReport.com, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
Credit Karma can help you make financial progress by giving you free scores, reports, and monitoring. But Credit Karma does not give you the love that only a mother can. It's just an app.
Miss my mom.
But you can use Credit Karma to help you improve your credit. But it cannot solve the eternal questions surrounding the human condition.
Oh, come on, I need answers.
But signing up is free. No credit card needed. Just download the Credit Karma app now.
Oh, there's my answer.
Credit Karma. Here's to progress.
At Indeed, we understand that when it comes to hiring, it's important to have a large talent pool to choose from. But sometimes too many good options can be overwhelming. That's why Indeed doesn't just give you access to a large pool of job seekers. We also offer screener tools that let you instantly narrow down your search. Hone in on hiring with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Menards has the automotive products you need and the saving you want, because nobody beats our prices. Keep your engine running smoothly with Shell. Rotella Heavy Duty Motor Oil provides triple protection to control wear, deposits, and emissions. It's great for new or old engines, and right now a gallon of Shell Rotella Heavy Duty Motor Oil is just $12.79. Plus, a Menards gift card is perfect for Mother's Day. Stop in and save through May 5th during the Menards Spring Catalog Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
At Indeed, we believe a resume is a great way to see an overview of a candidate, but you're not hiring a resume, you're hiring a person. That's why Indeed offers tools that help bridge the gap between a candidate and the resume, like skill tests, which let you actually see a candidate's abilities in action to make sure they're a good fit for the job. See beyond the resume with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you see that game last night?
Ooh, instant classic.
I can't believe how much Burton was sweating in the ninth. You could see each bead dripping off his brow.
I didn't see him sweating.
My girlfriend was blown away by his clear skin. She kept going on and on about what his daily regime is. It was pretty impressive. I'm sure you noticed that.
Yeah, I didn't notice his smooth skin.
Either you don't have a girlfriend or you don't have DirecTV.
I don't have either, actually.
Wow. Really?
Live sports that aren't in 4K are just kinda TV. Only DirecTV has the most live sports in 4K. Don't just kinda TV, DirecTV. Switch from Dish and get a $200 reward card. Limited 4K programming available. Requires entertainment package or higher and compatible equipment. Reward card with 24-month agreement. Maintain service and redeem within 75 days. Card within 4 weeks. Limited time offer. Select markets only. Requires 2-room setup. Minimum $47 per month for 12 months after discount. Price is higher in second year. New residential customers only. Equipment lease, activation, installation, early termination, equipment non-return, and other charges and restrictions apply.
Join the conversation. Follow ESPN 93.5 on Facebook and Twitter to never miss a thing from the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
Welcome back to ESPN 93.5 and Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Want to remind you that it's Friday and everyone's looking forward to happy hour. Van's Pizza Pub and Grill has great happy hour specials for you from 3 to 6 p.m. featuring $2 wells, $2 domestic drafts, and $3 imports and craft beers. Tonight you can enjoy $3 Long Islands and $3 margaritas with a Van Specialty Pizza. You can get any of Van's food items to go. Go to www.vanspizza.net to check out their menu, or you can call Good to Go Quad Cities at 322-2220 to order any of their food items, or go to goodtogo.com. All right, so we're here in studio. Mitch is still here with us, hanging out, enjoying a Front Street Vanilla Porter can. Marvin's running the board. He's got a cherry bomb blonde.
Is he, though?
Yep. And Matt Koss is in here. We're talking about Salute to Sports. We're going to talk about the 24 athletes that are going to be up for the male athlete of the year and the female athlete of the year. On the female side, we're just going to go down alphabetical order. Macy Akers from West Liberty.
5-sport athlete. She was a finalist for us a year ago. She's going to Northern Iowa to play softball. Volleyball and softball are her two best sports. She's school leader in career digs in volleyball and softball. She's been an all-stater the last couple of years.
Former guest of the show, someone we know well, Bree Beal of Rock Island.
Yeah, Bree Beal's resume pretty much speaks for itself. 3-time Miss Basketball in Illinois, 3-time Gatorade Player of the Year, first McDonald's All-American ever from the Quad Cities, all-time leading scorer, Big Six, boy or girl.
Courtney Drake, Wilton.
4-sport athlete, probably her best sport, basketball, followed by softball, those two. Also does volleyball and track. Her brother was our male athlete of the year a couple years ago in Javin Drake.
Carly King, Assumption.
Carly King, I believe this is the third year that she's been a finalist for us. Beal, her fourth year. So we've had a couple that have been around a few times doing this. But Carly King going to Duke to run track, 11-time state medalist, all-state soccer player. Obviously, she's left her mark in those two sports and doing them both in the same season. Pretty impressive.
Jamie Coffin.
Tipton, 3-sport athlete, really excels in track and field. She swept the shot put and discus at the Drake Relays each of the last 2 years. Only the second girl ever to do that. She's going to continue her throwing career at the University of Iowa next year. She was also an all-conference player on their state runner-up volleyball team. Wow. And also a starter on their basketball team.
Brittany Litton, Weathersfield.
Small school girl that was second year she's been a finalist for us. Really excelled in volleyball and basketball. She's a school's all-time leading scorer with more than 2,200 career points. Also left her mark in volleyball, all-stater in both sports. She is going to Parkland Community College in Champaign to continue her volleyball career.
Cameron Meyer, Durant.
Cameron Meyer, Division I softball recruit. She's going to Nebraska, Omaha. Probably the best pitcher we had in the area last year for softball on the Iowa side. A strikeout pitcher, also close to a 500 hitter. She was also all-state in volleyball, all-conference in basketball. So 3-sporter who's got it done the last 3 or 4 years.
Maddie Parson, Comanche.
Maddie was a finalist for us a year ago. She's the only individual, I believe, of this group who's going to do 2 sports in college. She's going to to play volleyball and softball. She's among the school's all-time leaders in kills. She led them to the regional final this year in volleyball. Also a second-team all-stater in softball. Plays basketball as well, where she was all-state. So 3-sport all-stater.
Kylie Sanders, Louisa Muscatine.
Our youngest girl, or our youngest individual, actually, at the 24, the only sophomore among the list. She had the hit in the state championship game last year to win it for Louisa Muscatine, their first state title. She was a first-team all-stater at shortstop, hit close to 500, second-team all-stater in basketball, and a state place winner in the long jump. So 3-sport kid who obviously had a very, very impressive freshman season.
Carly Spellog, Pleasant Valley.
A finalist for us a year ago. She's going to play softball at Iowa State next year. She's been captain of the all-tournament team at the state tournament the last couple of years. Led PV to back-to-back titles. Also an all-stater in basketball. Participated, I think, in 3 events at the state track meet. But softball, obviously, is her primary sport.
Danielle Tates, Orion.
Danielle's going to go run track at Illinois State University next year. She won 2 state track titles last year in the triple jump and the 100 hurdles. She was also a second-team all-stater in basketball, among the school's all-time leading scorers.
Amelia Thomas, Rockridge.
She's going to play softball at Loyola Chicago next year. She was the one that kind of led Rockridge to a state title last year, hit almost 600 for the season. 7 homers, I want to say 7 or 9 home runs, 47 RBIs. Also a unanimous all-conference volleyball player as well.
Matt, I do not envy your guys' position at all, picking the winner of this. That is a very, very strong field.
Well,
not to say that every other year it's not
Right.
strong, but that is incredible.
And we'll go over the boys, but when you look at these 24, we've got 15 Division I athletes. We've got 2 others who will be Division I athletes. One's only a sophomore, as we mentioned with Kylie Sanders. There's a boy who's a junior that's going to be a D1 swimmer as well. Then you got one who's going to do 2 sports. You're looking at probably close to 20 kids before it's all said and done that will be sniffing the Division I level.
All right, and then we have, just a reminder, we have 4 minutes before it's going to cut off on ESPN 93.5. We are still on Facebook Live. We'll be going until we wrap up the Salute to Sports with Matt Koss. So if you're on ESPN 93.5 and it gets cut off, you know why. You can go to the app and still listen because we don't stream on that, and you can also continue to follow us on Facebook Live as well. All right, on the boys' side, Carter Bell, Bettendorf.
Returning finalist for us as well. He's going to go play football at South Dakota. Obviously, he's been the guy to direct Bettendorf's offense the past couple of years in football. Over 4,500 career yards, close to 60 touchdowns. Only 1 of 2 kids that qualified for state in the high jump and long jump last year in 4A. And he was also a pretty good pitcher as well in baseball. Hit close to 385. So was a 4-sporter when he started. Gave up basketball after his first couple of years, but still a very strong 3-sport candidate.
Julian Broderson, he's been on the show. 3-timer. I mean, but what's overlooked is his baseball.
Yeah, you look at this kid. He's only one of 7 kids in the Iowa QC that's won 3 state wrestling titles. There's some pretty good names there. Freddie Stroker, Eric Juergens, Dan Knight. You're looking at the best of the best, and he fits right into that class. He was 53-0 this year on the mat. Never taken down. Never reversed all season. Only had 1 match go the full 6 minutes. And that was when he wrestled up 2 weight classes against a state runner-up at heavyweight in Griffin Little. Finished his career 174-17. Baseball, first-team All-State pitcher, won 2 of their 3 state tournament games on the mound, 8-0 with a 1.03 ERA. Also played football this past year, had to shut it down after 5 or 6 games due to a knee injury, but he'll wrestle at Iowa State next year.
Charlie Bunn, Bettendorf.
Nobody's had a better state swim meet than Charlie Bunn when it comes to the QC area. 4 state titles, 4 events, All-American in all 4 events, school records in all 4 events, won the 50 free, the 100 free, anchored 2 relays on their 3rd-place team, already holds 9 school records, only a junior.
Wow. Brant Carter, Davenport North.
I tell you, Brant's a kid that really kind of came on the scene this year. He was a 2nd-team All-State defensive end in football. He's going to go play football at Division II Hillsdale College in Michigan. Also, one of the top bowlers in the state. Had a 229 average per game this year in bowling. Led North to that state championship in February. And also set a school record recently in the discus throw. So, 3-sport athlete.
DJ Carton, Bettendorf.
5-star point guard recruit, headed to Ohio State. Finished as Bettendorf's all-time leading scorer. Co-Mr. Basketball in Iowa, the Iowa Gatorade Player of the Year. Off to Ohio State, 5-star recruit.
Mason Compton, Durant.
4-sport athlete. He's going to go play football at Drake. He was an all-state receiver this past year for Durant, which won their district. He was also a really good outfielder in baseball, qualified for track and the long jump, and a starter on their basketball team.
Logan Lee, Orion.
Logan, returning finalist from a year ago as well. He's going to the University of Iowa, really highly regarded tight end recruit. Sounds like they're going to move him to the defensive side of the ball to start out, though, but finishes as one of the top 5 all-time sacks in the state of Illinois for high school. Won 2 state wrestling titles in his career, and also...
That's just noise, just letting you know that it's going to flip over to 12:45. It's flipping over to the Cubs, but you can continue to listen to us on the app. You can listen to us on ESPN935.com and Facebook Live as well. All right, just go ahead and continue with Logan Lee.
Logan Lee then also holds school records this spring in the shot put and discus, so 3-sport athlete.
Colin Lewis, North Scott.
Colin Lewis, first team all-district linebacker this year. Led North Scott in tackles for a team that got to the state quarterfinals, won 9 games. Also a state champion wrestler, 46-2 this year on the mat, including a pin in the state final.
Eli Panel?
Eli Panel, Fulton senior. He was just one of 3 wrestlers in the Quad Cities. Kid from West Carroll, Broderson, and him to go undefeated for the entire wrestling season. 39-0. Pinned his way through the entire Class 1A state tournament. Was also a first-team All-State football player, two-way starter.
Okay, Darian Porter, Bettendorf.
Darian Porter, as we've talked about a little bit earlier segment, obviously a track standout, going to Iowa State to play football, two-way starter for Bettendorf in football. He was first-team All-State, one of their top receiving targets. Also had 3 or 4 interceptions as well. On the track, he was a state runner-up in the 400, finished third in the 200.
First place.
Sprint medley relay that finished in the top 3 as well. So, 4-event guy at the state track meet last year.
Jared Townsend, Wilton.
Wilton is Jared Townsend, 4-sport athlete, headed to Iowa to play baseball. Led Class 2A in strikeouts last year with 128 in 65 innings. That's about 2 strikeouts an inning. Also hit over 400. He was an all-state lineman in football, all-conference in basketball, led them in scoring about 18 points a game, and he's also one of Wilton's top golfers.
Seth West, Orion.
3-sport kid. He's Orion's all-time leading rusher in football. He was all-state in football, helped them get to the state quarterfinals. Also, he was captain of our all-Western Illinois baseball team last year. Really good pitcher as they won a regional title. I think he hit about close to 400 for the season. And then also a starter and an all-conference basketball player.
Again, you touched on it briefly about the boys as well. The field is incredible.
This is the best boys field we've had since I've been doing this, hands down. The girls field's really good. We had a couple years there was a year 4 or 5 years ago where we had 9 Division I girls. I think this year we've got 7 or 8, so it's pretty close. But boys, this is the best top-end kids that we've ever had. Obviously, Bettendorf leading the way with 4 of the 12 finalists. But to be honest with you, when it came time to picking a winner, and I looked at all the resumes, there were 7 or 8 of these boys that I would, in a year, I would have no problem with them being our athlete of the year.
Yeah, if I had to place odds on who would win, it's not an easy thing to do. Like you said, it's 8 of those.
And different people use different criteria.
Yeah.
Some people look, is this a dominant? If I got somebody who's dominant in one sport, you look at somebody like a Bree Beal, who obviously has rewritten every record when it comes to basketball in the Quad Cities. Or do you go for somebody who's 4 sports and really, really good in 2 or 3 of them, and a contributor in another sport? People weigh things differently in terms of how they do this. So I think the neat thing, a lot of people now anymore, it gets down to, well, if I'm not a winner, it doesn't, just to be a finalist, I think.
Yes, this field,
When we looked at this, there's over 9,000 kids that are doing athletics in the Quad Cities, and to be considered one of the 24, I think is a heck of an honor to begin with.
Yeah, and you guys do a great job putting this together. Who MCs it?
I'll be doing a lot of the emceeing for the event. We kind of Bobby Metcalf, he'll be introducing our Team of the Year finalists. Don Doxey kind of handles our Hall of Fame. So we kind of split it up amongst all of us. I'll be doing the recognizing of all the athletes. But, each of us will take a turn at the mic.
You got your monologue picked out? Got some jokes and everything?
If you got any good ones you want to pass along.
I don't think so. No, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be fun out there. Again, it's Sunday at 4 o'clock at the Bettendorf PAC. It's a good time, free to the public.
Free to the public. Anybody's welcome to attend. Program will last about 2 hours. Each of our Hall of Fame speeches usually last 10 to 15 minutes, and by the time we introduce all the teams and athletes, we play a highlight video that WQAD did a really nice job with. That's 10 minutes. It just kind of looks back at the entire year in high school sports. We have a photo slideshow of all the great photography work our photographers have done in the past 12 months that we play as well. So it's one of the programs that we do that our name's associated with that I'm really proud of, because it's really a great way to just heap praise and honor these kids who have put a lot of hard work in throughout their entire lives, and particularly the high school careers.
If you have a young student athlete, in the middle school range and below, or even in high school, that, take them to it, have them go, because this is something that the recognition that maybe will give them an extra push, in athletics, to say, I want to be up there. I want my face up there. I want my highlight to be on there. So take advantage of this to see the athletics that we have in Eastern Iowa and Western Illinois. This is what you've done, Matt, in the Quad City Times, is the reason that we wanted to put this type of show together, is that we wanted to keep highlighting more and more that we can do of local sports. And that's why I'm so big on this, and I'm so happy that you guys continue to do this. You've done a great job. Real quick, besides what you're going to be covering the MAC boys tennis today, you looking forward to this Cubs-Cardinals series?
Kind of a big series for early May, to be honest with you. Obviously, Cardinals have been really good here the first month of the season. Cubs are playing a little bit better. It did not look too promising there the first 10 to 15 days of the season, but offense has kind of turned it around. We'll see if their pitching can kind of hold up. But yeah, kind of if the Cubs get swept in this series, all of a sudden you look at yourself, you're down 5-6 games in the standings. If you can win 2 out of 3 or sweep the series, then it becomes very interesting. Still, obviously, a very long way to go, but kind of a good litmus test here in May to kind of see where these teams are at.
And Sunday night, national game on ESPN. That's going to be great for them on Sunday night to watch the Cubs Cards. This is, I believe, are we making a bigger deal about Chris Bryant's comments about the Cardinals? I know Jesse Roger at ESPN wrote that it was over at the Cubs Caravan. He said that St. Louis, the city, is kind of boring and it adds nothing to the rivalry. And, Yadier Molina called it back and, took exception to it, called Bryant a stupid player and a loser. So I don't think they're going to... This isn't going to be bad as what it was. Brandon Phillips that said he didn't like the Cardinals at all.
Yeah.
And when he went and tapped Yachty on the back of the calf, which sometimes you do as a leadoff, Yachty punched him. I don't think he's going to do that to Bryant. I don't think anybody's going to plunk Bryant over this, but...
The first time the Cubs go to St. Louis this year and his first appearance in the box, I think that'll probably be where there's the most intrigue there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see much, obviously, with the series being in Chicago this weekend. But when they go to St. Louis in his first game there could be the Boo Birds could be out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure they will be, yeah. He said he didn't, they were just comments Bryant did and it should be water under the bridge. But, yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It'll get some things heated up. Well, thank you very much, Matt, for coming in. I know you're very busy, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday and look forward to that monologue. And those, I'll be laughing extra hard if no one else is laughing at those jokes. All right.
Well, I appreciate you guys promoting this event and helping us with it. So, yeah, we're looking forward to this weekend. It's always a fun time to recognize these kids, and thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you. We don't really have any time for a break because we're not on radio, so we'll just keep going. But yeah, Matt's got to get out to Eldridge, so appreciate it, buddy. All right, we are going to in about 10 minutes make a phone call. Hey, but real quick, do you follow the Derby?
Not a whole lot. I did see that the favorite pulled out. But
yeah, Omaha Beach pulled out. I didn't know if you had any leads on anything.
No, I don't. I haven't really tracked it too much. But how many horses do they have in the field for Saturday now?
It started off with 20. Another one has dropped out. One has come in. So it's there's 19 right now.
19? That's a pretty good field.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think there's down to maybe about 5 or 6 that you could be looking at. So it's going to be interesting with Omaha Beach, the favorite, going in there. Probably we'll be able to do the other 2 legs of the Triple Crown. So I don't know if we'll see a Triple Crown winner this year, but that's rare anyway.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun, though. All right. Mitch.
What's up?
What about you? You like the ponies?
I always bet on them, and I don't know anything about it. So just like 80% of America, I feel like.
That's a good start.
Should have been here yesterday for horse and not a horse.
Did you what?
Should have been here yesterday for horse and not a horse.
Oh, man.
So you just bet on it? You don't have anything?
War will, baby. Let's go.
Let's
do it. No, I have no nuggets for you. I'm bringing nothing to the show except for where I'm putting my $25 bet.
All right. Well,
we're in the same boat.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to eliminate some horses to bet on.
All right.
You just said War of Will?
Yeah. I like
eliminate it.
Why?
Get it out. It's at the 1 spot.
Why?
because it's at the one post.
Oh, you gonna drop some stats on me?
Yeah, it's a bad draw on the rail. So even though he's got some appeal, just take that right out.
All right.
All right, number 2 at a 20-1 right now as of this morning at about 9 o'clock, because the odds consistently change.
Mm-hmm.
But this morning, Tax at the 2 spot. Not a big fan of this one. It's more of a closer to the front. It won't be around late. All right, so it's going to come out early and then it's going to drift. So take Tax out 2 at the 2.
So a nay for
And a
Tax?
nay. Yeah. At a 4, Gray Magician, 50-1. All right? No. He's a total throw off.
All right.
All right, so now we've eliminated 3 horses out of the 19. Moving on. At the 10, Cutting Humor. It's a 30-1. All right? You with me?
I'm with you. I'm here.
All right. Yeah, although he won a soft prep at Sunland, it's nothing like Churchill Downs, so throw him out.
I like the name.
He's out of here.
Yeah. At 30-1 at the 11 spot, Haikal. Haikal. Okay? It's a closing sprinter, but that doesn't mean they'll be in the hunt where it is.
Bovada showing that Hakai is now scratched.
Oh, no, that's right. He does. This morning, Abescus in its hoof. Yep,
Okay.
that's right. So guess what? I was right all along to cross off Hakai anyway. So look at
It's
me.
all part of his master plan.
I knew ahead of time. I guess. In the 15 spot, Master Fencer. Ooh, we were close there.
Hey.
It's a 50-1 as of this morning.
That's a fine.
All right. This is a Japanese-bred horse. I do like its jockey, though. I've always been a fan of Julian La Peroux. Seriously, ever since when I saw, I'm not kidding you. I've seen him wrestle. I'm dead serious. I've seen him ride at Arlington, and I won money on him. I do like Julian.
You send him fan mail.
But listen to me. Julian is one of 2 Derby jockeys to have at least 10 mounts in the race and not have one top 3 finish, though. So it's not. He's not been good at the Derby. So throw out the 15. At the 18, Long Range Toddy, 30-1. It's just
hot toddy. If it was
Yeah.
hot toddy, I'd be about it.
All right. Yeah. But he has the most Derby starts. I mean, he's been at the Churchill Downs, but he won't be winning the race. And at the 19 spinoff, it's a 30-1 as well. So a lot of the long shots are out. All right. I don't think he's going to be around very much when it comes down to the race. So who do I like? Well, right now I like the favorite.
Really?
Ugh.
You like the favorite?
Well, now he's a favorite.
Boring.
I like Improbable. Well, I don't think Improbable is the favorite.
Yes.
Look up the odds for me real quick, Mitch. You seen them?
I got 6-1 and probably.
Okay.
No, game winner 5-1.
Okay, game winner. Game winner at the 15? No, not the 15.
16.
16. Okay. All right.
And then I got a Roadster at 6-1 along with Improbable.
Okay. What to like about game winner then? Let's see. He won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile at Churchill in November. All right. His jockey's Joel Rosario, and has 3 times Rosario's Derby mount, and has been a top 5 betting choice every time he's done it. He won with Orb, and he's posted top 5 finishes 2 other instances. So, at the 15 also, the 2015 Triple Crown winner American Pharaoh broke from there. It's at the 15 post. The 16. Am I right here? Or the 13?
Oh.
Where did we just have him at?
Game winner at the 16
16,
post.
okay.
Yeah.
16. 47 times the 16 has gone off, and there's been 4 winners there. Now, the one I really like, though, is Improbable. All right? 89 times gone off at the 5. 10 winners. 11% of the time it's been a winner there. They're going to take off the blinkers here. All right? So that's going to be other side. He's going to let him run. Let him run wild. Last time they did this, their trainer, same thing they did Palace Malice. All right?
Ooh.
So, I like Improbable at 6-1. Another one to be looking at is the 6, Vekoma. It's a long shot at 20-1, but he's good in this field. He'll be a closer in this one. And then finally, one to get a bet on is going to be the 13 Code of Honor. All right. Even though he's beaten by 6 lengths in the Florida Derby by Maximum Security, this sets him up pretty well here. So he's going to like this track. This is what I'm reading. So
speaking of the horses,
yes. So what I like is, what are you laughing about?
Nothing, man. Nothing. The horse whisperer.
I like Improbable to win at the 5. Then at the 2, I like Game Winner. And then I also like... Ooh, I forgot about Tacitus. Sorry, at the 8. All right. I like Tacitus.
Why?
Yeah, why? The jockey?
What?
What?
Have you been following the jockey for a long time?
No. You guys, this isn't... I do like it. He's never done anything wrong on the track. He's impressive at the Tampa Bay Derby. But the only downfall about Tacitus is the trainer, Bill Mott.
Ugh.
I know.
That guy.
I know.
Hugh Morris?
Huh?
Hugh Morris?
No. Yeah. But none of Bill Mott's 8 Derby runners have finished better than 7th. And 6 of the 8 finished 11th or worse.
So why would you pick him at the 3?
I don't. I just
Sounds
said
like a
I know
loser.
is one I have highlighted that I didn't cover over. I don't. I like Improbable at 5.
Okay.
All right. Then I like Game Winner at 16. Then Code of Honor at 13. So 5, 16, 13.
And that's win, place, show there for you.
That's
in order?
right.
All right.
There you go. Where I can do an exacta box and all that other fun stuff. You can look all that fun stuff up.
He's lost me now.
No, it gets a little, and then you can wheel one. There's all kinds of things. If you get a chance,
There's a number for that, bud.
if you get a chance on Saturday, and you want to go up to Clinton and bet on it, there's nothing more fun than the ponies. Because it's not just one race. There's races all over.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good time.
See, I just picked my favorite name and
That's a good way to do it too. Sometimes that works.
Sometimes that works.
Yeah.
Hasn't worked a whole lot.
Unless you're talking to the horses.
I think like one year, like I bet like a lot of horses to do a lot of things, and I skipped on I'll Have Another, and I was like, how did I not bet I'll Have Another?
Yeah.
Like, but if you're ever want to take a road
reference.
trip up to the Chicago area in August, and you want to go to the Arlington Million, and it's on ABC, it's incredible. It's a nice trip up there, great track, and to be like eye level with the ponies is nothing else.
Him and I are eye level with the ponies.
Yeah, you guys think I'm kidding, man?
I would have never just pegged you as a horse guy.
Oh,
I didn't know
it's
that.
incredible.
If he loses 5 pounds, he's a jockey.
It is incredible. And then the other thing, they'll on the other side of the stable, they'll parade the horses around. And I'm not kidding you. There'll be people there with cameras, and they're taking a picture of the horse's rear end to see if they think the horse is going to poop or not. This is what you guys think I'm kidding.
No, I mean,
people will be. They'll have like
wrong with you people?
It's
because they want to
Grand
see if it's going to be
Chalky's
lighter, if it's going to run. If it's got to go.
It's Grand Chalky's birthday.
Yeah, if it's got to go or whatever else, no one wants to deal with that.
It's true. Got to get it all out.
Yeah. Do me a favor and load up that number there that you see there. But we're gonna call somebody who's at the Churchill Downs right now in Louisville. But yeah, I mean, there's like a magic to all this. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm not gonna.
It's like an art form.
It is an art form. But yeah, you get out there and you got to do this. You got to check this out. Is there anything in Indianapolis? Is there any horse tracks? Is there any OTBs?
There's stuff like down like southern Indiana for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as around Indianapolis.
Tell you what, year from now, Mitch, you and I will be going to a sports book around here.
Oh, I cannot wait.
It's going to be so much fun.
You better be ready.
I'm not. Just want to wear a fancy hat.
Do you watch it, Mitch? Do you watch the race? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what? It's a 2-minute commitment out of my day. I can fit that in there.
I love it.
Yeah.
Just get there.
Everybody waving tickets.
Yeah,
like
you're waving
Wall
tickets.
Street.
You're
Yeah.
around.
Big cigars.
Coming
Yeah.
around the corner. It's so much fun. Yeah.
You ready to dial it up? Or
What?
You ready to dial it up, or do you want to wait?
Yeah, go ahead and dial it.
Go ahead and dial it up.
All right, we're going to call
Got 'em too
Kimberly
excited.
Brandon. We're going to call Carrie O'Neill. The Bob Father. The Bob Father hooked us up. They're down in Louisville, and they're going to talk to us about who they like, what they're doing down there. They better not Metcalf us. Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, this is Jay from ESPN 93.5. You're on Facebook Live. Who do I have here?
This is Kimberly and Carrie.
Hi, Kimberly. Hi,
Hello.
Carrie. How are you two doing?
We're good. How are you?
We're doing great. We just got done talking about some of the horses we like down at the Kentucky Derby, and we understand you're down in Louisville right now.
We are. We're right down here at Churchill Downs, front row down by the track.
You're down by the track right now?
We are. Well, we stepped back because we knew that you'd be calling us, but our seats are right down in front.
That's nice. I thank you for taking our phone call. So, is this your first time down in Louisville?
It is. It's our first time in Louisville, first time at the Derby. We just kind of wanted to do something different, something fun. So something popped up. I don't know how it happened. We were like, hey, let's do it. So we booked our tickets, and here we are.
And how was your experience so far?
It's been a blast. Just seeing everybody in their hats has been so much fun. We're trying the mint juleps and just all the other traditional things that go along with it. It's been a lot of fun. Everybody's super nice. It's a lot of people. We don't really understand the betting, maybe, but we have
Jay knows
we have bet. I don't know if I'll win.
So you already bet on you already placed your bet for the Kentucky Derby?
I think we did for the one, not for the Derby yet. I don't think that has popped up on our thing yet, but we did for like the races later tonight.
Okay, so you're doing some of the races tonight. Are you betting on an app or are you going to a window?
Carrie is going to a window and I'm through the app.
Okay. See, you got to go to the window. It's more fun. It's nerve-wracking.
Experience.
It's nerve-wracking. I mean, because you feel like they're going to be judging you if you mess it up when you go to the window, but it is a lot of fun to make the bet.
I just don't want to stand in line at the window. I'm already standing in line for drinks.
Yeah, I gotcha. So you're already in the Derby gear. You said you got the hat on and your full dress up, everything?
We do. We have hats, we have dresses and heels and the whole 9 yards. We went all out this year for sure.
Do you have a different hat for tomorrow?
We have several hats.
Oh wow!
You know how girls are. We don't know what we're going to feel like wearing, so we each have like 4 or 5 hats and like 10 dresses each, and we'll just see what we feel like for the day. Apparently, and I might be wrong, but I think there's a lot of pink here today. I think it's something to do with like you're supposed to wear pink for cancer or something like that.
Okay.
I thought I saw that on the news as well, so I went with pink.
Well, do me a favor, Kimberly, Carrie. Tag Don't Hassle Us, We're Local in a photo if you guys put it on social media. I'm not saying you have to, but if you do, so that we can share it. So everyone can have a face and see your guys' outfits. So that's out there listening on Facebook Live.
Yeah, we definitely will.
All right. So what's the plans for the rest of the night? What's the plans for tomorrow?
The rest of the night, I don't know. What is it, about 2 o'clock here? We'll probably hang out here for a couple more hours, maybe go back. We visited some kind of dive bars here. People are very friendly, which is unusual. Usually I feel like when we travel places, people kind of like know you're touristy or whatever, and they're kind of like standoffish a little bit, but people are really friendly here.
Wow.
So yeah, we're probably just going to venture out a little bit, and tomorrow we're coming back for the actual Derby tomorrow, the Kentucky Derby tomorrow, so
yeah,
we're ready.
So here's what I want to leave you with. I think the number 5 horse, Improbable, is going to win the Derby for you.
Don't tell me that because I don't have my bet on that one.
You don't have you said you hadn't placed a bet yet on the Derby.
No, I think I did.
Oh, you think you did? Okay.
I don't know. I can't. I'm getting all mixed up with all of these different you get updates every minute.
Yeah.
About what's happening, and there's constantly horses going by. So I don't know if I did or not.
Okay.
I know which ones I do have bets on. I know their names, and I will not say their names.
Why not?
But I know which ones I speak.
You want to jinx it?
You got to share your inside knowledge.
Yeah, come on.
You're there. You're in the trenches.
Inside knowledge. I went with names that I like.
Okay, names that you like. There's nothing wrong with that. Does Carrie want to share any of her?
Carrie, would you like to share any of the information that you have? picking good days for those backwards. Okay, so I think I have a jaywalking as my winner on one. Also,
Shut
I
up.
think on the same race I have something to do with champagne. Champagne all day, champagne
Perfect.
every day. I don't know. I like that. Who doesn't?
Yes, I like your picks so far. These horses are not in the Derby, but they're in other races probably. So
Are they in this one?
they're not in the actual Kentucky Derby like
Well, because
the
that one
race.
isn't open for me yet.
But
I'm
it's-
getting there.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Time.
But what? So you don't. But you don't know what you have. You made a bet for the Kentucky Derby yet?
I don't think so.
Okay. So can I still tell you my favorites then?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me your favorites and make sure that I'm a winner.
Okay.
And I'll give you $5 for the winning.
No, you keep all of it. You keep all of it. What I would like instead, Kimberly and Carrie, for you to come in on Monday in the radio show and share your experience with us live in studio. If you win, just kidding. You still have the invitation either way. I like the number 5 Improbable.
Okay.
The number 5.
Give me another one. That's
Okay.
the only one you got?
No.
Oh,
No.
Oh, please.
Oh no.
He could go on for hours.
No. That's not the only other one.
I'll give you his jockey pick next.
Yeah. And I like the number 16, Game Winner.
Okay.
So remember the 5, remember the 16.
Okay.
The 13, Code of Honor. Okay.
Okay.
And then
We're taking notes. We're diligently taking notes. You have
You're
no
diligently
idea.
taking notes, yes. So 5, 16, and 13.
Okay.
Those are the ones I want you to go with at any point. You can do them for show, you can do them to win, you can do them to place, however you want to do it.
That's what you're thinking, though. See,
Yes.
when you're here, you actually hear, and that's why I like, there's so much talk about different horses and different numbers and different races. It's almost like it's overwhelming. It's like, okay, well, people are planned so far ahead, and
Yeah.
it's hard to, like, I don't know. It's an overwhelming experience, but it's a really good experience.
You're
a lot of
you're
fun.
just trying to drink some mint juleps and wear some
Yeah.
fancy hats, you know? All this information
That's
he's
all
dropping
I'm
on
here
you.
for, okay? You guys are asking
It
way
sounds
too
incredible.
complicated of questions. I thought we were talking about mint juleps. Yeah.
I wanted to talk about that. Have you ever had a mint julep before?
I had one, and I didn't like it then, and I didn't like it now. But you know what? I'm here. I had to drink it. I had to drink it again.
Just have a couple more.
I like that. So you didn't like it then, and you don't like it now, but you're going to continue to just suffer through it.
Yeah, when in Rome, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That is great.
I'm a trooper.
I hope you guys have a great time, and I appreciate you answering our phone call. Is there a chance, Kimberly and Carrie, that you guys could come into the studio on Monday and tell us about your experience at Churchill Downs on Monday?
We're going to take notes again,
Yes.
and we're going to be there to give you guys all of the insider information that we learned.
All right. I'll have our mutual friend Bob set it up, the Bob Father, and we look forward to spending time talking to you guys on Monday. Have a safe trip. Enjoy your time. You guys are going to have a blast.
Okay, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. You have a great day.
Have fun.
Yep. Bye. Good luck. Well, there you have it. Mint juleps don't taste good.
It's just mint, sugar, and bourbon, isn't it?
You're telling the wrong person. I've never
Okay.
had one.
Yeah, it's not a mint and bourbon to me.
I don't really
just
leave my
lie.
comfort zone very much. I've never had a mint julep. I've never had a Moscow Mule.
What?
Yeah, I've never had a Moscow Mule.
Why?
Just never.
You and Moss
You
like
want
best
to know
friends?
why?
Yeah, why?
Yeah, why? Come on, man.
Why?
It's a dumb story.
Is it?
Yeah, it was one of those. You know what you should do? All right, so we just opened up Pints, and it was 2008.
Pints?
And some guy was just like, you know what you should do? Back in the 70s and 76, all the rage was a Moscow Mules, and you should get these copper cups, and went on and on and on, and I wasn't in the mood to hear it. It was another one of those, you know what you should
Great.
do. And then went as far as to like bring me ginger beer in a copper cup, and was like, here, mix it up. Basically, just you got to do this.
Pick 'em up.
And I was like, here you go. He's tasting it. And I'm like, no. And then what, like a year later, all of a sudden they're the rage.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And after that, I was like, I took a stand. I was like, I'm never going to have one, and I'm not going to serve them. And it was just one of those dumb things.
Just out of spite. Huh?
Out of spite. So I've never had a Moscow Mule. I've never had a mint julep either. So Saturday, I know they're going to be serving them at Oscars. Are you going to be there, Marvin?
I'll probably make an appearance.
Are you going to have a mint julep?
Well, Jay Money's gonna turn it up real nice, so yeah, I'll probably try one tonight if I want.
You're gonna
taste tests.
You
Get
gotta make sure he can make it right.
Oh,
yeah. That's a good point. Hey, I want to make sure you're putting the right product out there for the customers who are out here cheering on the ponies.
Yeah, they're already drinking them down in Louisville. Got to get started. We're behind.
God, it's a party.
And they're an hour ahead.
That is so cool. You guys don't. I'm seriously jealous. That's on my bucket list. That's one I forget about all the time when you talk about sports bucket list things.
I've seen some pretty awesome videos of people running across porta potties and having beers chucked at them at the infield of the Kentucky Derby, if I'm not mistaken.
I haven't seen that.
No, you should Google, do yourself a Google on the infield of the Kentucky Derby.
All right.
That's my speed.
That's where you want to be, at the infield of the Kentucky Derby?
Watching, yes.
Watching?
Absolutely watching.
I have a buddy that goes down religiously, like every year.
Yeah?
And if the Derbies fell on Mother's Day, he works in restaurants, so he's like, hey, just so you know, like, I'm going to be gone, so if that's a deal breaker, like, we've planned this. They almost plan it. I think like as soon as they come back, they're planning for the next year.
I love it.
Like booking the
that
same
makes
hotels.
me so happy.
And it's just bourbon and cigars and watching the ponies.
I need an RV. Just get going.
Well, you got your little. What are you gonna get? You get your little Mini Cooper.
I'm not taking that. I'm just need an RV and a driver and just get down there and just talk about horses and ponies the entire way down there.
Yeah, you see the ponies?
Yeah, love the ponies.
Horses? Yeah. I'll get you.
So, and then Friday, Sunday is Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, man.
What's going on? What's the plans?
Tacos. I'll probably have to work, so I can't get.
Yeah, you can't have a margarita. You can have a margarita.
I'm not a tequila guy.
Oh, okay. See, we're learning things about each other today.
Bad experience, Barbara?
Yeah, just just doesn't taste well.
That doesn't go down well. Huh? Any plans? Any plans at all for you?
For me?
Mitch, yeah.
No, I don't make plans. I'm boring, man. I'm boring, dude.
Nothing for Cinco de Mayo?
No. Honestly, if it's on a Sunday, I'm just go ahead and say no to all plans because my whole day revolves around a certain show on HBO right now.
Oh, wow.
That's all I do, man.
We can.
Whole day is
your
just prep.
Sunday?
That's prep.
Why?
It's all prep.
Let's end it with this. Why? I mean, I like it, but like,
all right.
Did you see my Facebook post for my hot Game of Thrones prediction take?
How did I miss that?
I just put it on there when I shared my thing about why it was so dark, episode 3. The cinematographer says, hey, that's your TV. That's what you get for watching on tablets and phones. That's not his fault.
No.
Turn up the brightness on your TV. That's what the cinematographer said.
He can say that all he wants, man.
That's what he said.
Just bought a brand new TV this year, and that thing was dark.
Yeah, it was dark.
See, I thought it was like a whole little touch, like, death's coming, so everything's like kind of dark and ominous.
They wanted it. The showrunners wanted it dark. He did that, but he also says it's on you. My hot take, hot prediction:
spit it.
Mother of Dragons is going to die on episode 5.
Oh, okay, that is a very hot take.
That's
man.
right. You know why?
Seriousness in his eyes.
It's on Mother's Day, and everyone's going to lose their mind.
Oh my! Hey.
Yep.
Holy cow! That's Illuminati level stuff.
I'm telling
right there,
you,
man.
everyone's going to lose their mind.
We are on
This is not a spoiler. This is not a spoiler. Forget about it. Everyone can make their predictions. Everyone's going to lose it.
Yeah, see, every week I do a list of 7 that I think could be off because you got a pretty good chance of at least one being on there. So me and my fiance have a game that we play.
Okay, well,
a
your
very
list,
very dark game.
Yeah. Well, it's all right. People do that celebrity death pool or whatever else.
Yeah,
so your list really wasn't very good last Sunday.
I got 3.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, how long do you get to rank them? Do you get more points if they're higher up?
I did that personally.
Yeah.
But she didn't play along with the
She
rule.
needs to.
Yeah,
That's
she
not
should.
very fair, yeah.
Calling you out on the radio right now. I know you're watching.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah. So she did that after the fact and said I didn't know we were supposed to rank them, but come on, we all knew. Obviously had Theon in my number 1 spot. Had Grey Worm at 2. I thought that was a strong possibility, but Edison told it. So spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't watched last week.
I don't care. We talked about it the very next day. It's an episodic television. You watch it. That's like telling me you don't know who shot JR by now. Just watch it.
What?
Exactly.
It's out?
Yeah.
They know?
Yeah. Just watch it. All right. Are you under the umbrella that not enough people passed away on this episode?
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to to say that. It's like, you grow so attached to these characters. I feel like I was watching this back
Game
in,
of
like,
Thrones
high
doesn't care.
school.
Game of Thrones doesn't care if you've grown attached to them. They've proven that time and time again.
But it's like you don't want to see them go, man. You know?
Well, they're all going to go eventually. It's the last season, so.
Can't hold anything back now.
You don't think it's just going to end happily?
I don't.
Did you see that thing that they said? It was the guy that plays Sam Tully.
Okay.
Apparently, the producers, they shot an ending and everything, and they were like, okay, like, great, that's a wrap. Everybody, great job. But then the producers said that the actors think they know how it's going to finish, but they've shot a bunch of different things.
Okay.
So they don't actually know how it's going to end.
Yeah.
So they could have left that scene thinking like, hey, what a fine ending to this, and then just
They probably did the same thing during The Sopranos.
Oh, Andy from the Night says not enough people.
You know
They
what I
lost
mean?
thousands. Yes, I realize thousands of those one guys with the flaming swords passed away, and thousands of the unsullied passed away. Yes, I get that they did. I'm talking about main characters.
Yeah, I definitely thought more were going to go.
I
but
don't
to
really.
Sam's
I'm
point,
not buying at all that the tall lady and the guy with the one hand that they for 20 minutes fought off 6 million dead White Walkers, and then not with their backs against the wall, and they didn't pass away. Like
that was pretty tough.
Yeah.
And then guys.
You would eventually think when all of them climbing up, like one White Walker would like bite their Achilles or something, and then they did and they
grab a
couldn't
leg.
fight anymore. Yeah,
I don't feel like they're that picky over what they bite.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the whole thing with the.
they're
undead.
not.
They
They're not
just-
picky.
They just do what they want.
Do whatever. So and sports. I don't get it. It's pop culture. It's sports. It's a sporting event.
I'm sorry, I got
No. I think I talked about it the last 10 minutes on Monday. I at this point, I mean, there is no spoilers of Game of Thrones. It really isn't.
I told you this consumes my Sunday.
I know, and you only got 3 left. I can't wait for Mother's Day Sunday too. It's happening. And everyone's just going to be like, I can't believe they did it on Mother's Day. The mother of dragons.
You just gonna do that walk-off shot. Man.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be so happy.
Point to the camera.
Just keep retweeting my tweet that I put out there and keep sharing my Facebook post. Be like, called it.
And then Rowdy, you're going to go for a walk.
Oh, yeah.
Peacocking down the
That's
neighborhood.
exactly it.
Yeah, dude.
All right,
Go to
well,
Hy-Vee, get a
we're going to
coffee.
call it a day. I want to thank Matt Coskerman. Can you believe Matt did all that off the top of his head?
He had no notes.
No notes.
I was freaking out over here.
He
Top
did
of his head.
all at the top of his head. Every single. So that's 6 teams that he did off the top of his head, all the credentials, and then 24 athletes he did off the top of
Just
his
straight
head.
stats of like everything.
Yes.
And, like knew like where they were. Was
And
going
he was,
on,
and I
where
was
they're going
reading.
to school,
I was reading
like-
at my notes from the Quad City Times at the same time, and he was hitting everything.
That was seriously one of the most impressive things
Yeah.
I think I've ever seen. That was
Besides
incredible.
Jay talking about the Derby, and
His
extensive
Jay's knowledge of horses, 1. Matt Koss high school sports
good
knowledge,
Lord,
2.
it's just-
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Tell ya. It's the ponies. All right. So I want to thank Matt Coskerman. Mitch, thank you for coming in and bringing some Front Street Brewery. Remember to go out there, support Front Street Brewery wherever you see it on tap. Good luck to everybody. Thoughts and prayers out to everybody that are still fighting the flood, and continue everyone to support businesses down there. Be prepared to go back to those businesses if there's people that need sandbagging. Get out there and do it. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who's doing anything supporting the flood. Enjoy the Kentucky Derby. Good luck to Kimberly and Carrie down there. I hope they win big, and hopefully they come in on Monday. Enjoy your Cinco de Mayo. Enjoy episode 4 of Game of Thrones. And we will see you guys on Monday. Take care.